to engage in that conflict. And so I would hope that we use the brain that we have to think through and create a better world.
One of the things I heard when I was very young about the universe, and I guess this was inspired by some theory within physics, was that there are infinite amounts of worlds out there. And I heard someone say, if the world is infinite, that means that there's someone like me, a Stephen Bartlett, who has an identical life to me up there somewhere out in the stars, who's living a identical life to mine, maybe other than, instead of in this cup, there's lemonade instead of coffee. This is what they call, is it called the many worlds theory, where they think there's theoretically...
A version of the many worlds theory. But most many worlds theory simply says that there's an infinite number of universes and worlds out there, none of them necessarily identical to ours, but independent of us, that is a distinct possibility.
But if there's infinite numbers, that means there's one just like this, identical to this.
Not necessarily. You can have an infinite number of things that don't repeat. So in other words, you don't necessarily have to have another civilization that is exactly like ours. You could, but it's not necessary if you believe in an infinite universe.
It's true, I guess. Do you think that's plausible, that there's an infinite number?
It's possible. When you look at the night sky, you're overwhelmed by the majesty of the night sky, and then you realize that we're nothing but a dot on this gigantic disk called the Milky Way galaxy.